What up, what up, what up, what up, what up, what up? What's good, people? What is up? What is They went from the fourth level of hell and sent us down to the seventh level of hell. Why? Because then you got Kwanzaa pulling out her titties. The whore pulled out her titties. And these whore bags over here started feeling and fondling on her tits. What?
I don't have it to do with you. Girl, you can go over there, rant and rave. Girl, you can shake all your rainbow bright hair all you want, dear one. I'm not doing this. I'm not doing this with you, dear one. I'm not doing this with you, dear one. I don't have nothing to do with you, and I'm done. Baby, you can scream my name from the rooftops from now till Jesus come back. I'm done after this.
Introduced to Tick's Meat. Do you see what I see? Did y'all really hello, casting, wardrobe, y'all let him roll up out of wardrobe with these fans on, giving us all of this, thinking we were not going to see it? We have been waiting with bated breath and anticipating all season long for the slightest glimpse, and y'all just put it out there this episode in all of its magnificent glory.
Listen, that young man said, baby, you ate on this first date, you giving up the cooch on the first date, okay? Well, you gonna run me my coins. Run me my cooch or run me my coins. Run me my cooch or run me my coins. Run me my cooch or run me my coins. That's our new theme song. That is the new song. Listen, somebody need to put a beat to that. Run me my cooch or run me my coins. Run me my cooch or run me my coins. This what y'all got going on.
Called out Sandcastle. Sand, bitch. Ow. Oh my God, it was so funny, girl. Woo, baby, listen, let me tell you something. This shit started to turn into the precursor for some gay porn. That's what I thought it was. Because Big T is getting all, the voice starting to go deeper and get a little more wet and moist and sentimental and all this shit. And it was real gay at this point. Like, I thought the bitches was gonna, I thought Lil Murder was gonna turn Big T around and do him like he did Uncle Cliff and do the grease it up with City Lou and ran right in there. It's not a coincidence that Big T started off the conversation by trying to find out if Lil Murder was fucking Mercedes, which he found out he's not. It's also not a coincidence that he would start talking about prison. Why? Because the bitches was probably up in prison. Girl. Uncle Clifford, you better go get your man. Big T got plans for that. Well, he had on look like something Big Bird vomited up or something like that. Like, I did not like it. That Big Bird couture he was going for, it did not work. Like the pastor of a gay mega church on Easter Sunday. Okay, it was way too much sequins. He had on way too much makeup. Baby, his face looked like Iyanla Vanzant's neckline. Okay, just way too much makeup, clumped in everywhere on his face. Get it together, sweetheart. And you're a big girl, so that gives you a whole lot of canvas. So that was a whole lot of makeup, honey. Yeah. Rico looked like he was auditioning to be one of the three kings, or he was auditioning to be the main character on Jesus Christ Superstar. Girl, Wayne, did you have on a blue thong or a blue G-string or something? If you did, I want to see. Can I see? Get me up in my DMs. I do want to see if you have some blue thongs or blue, jock strap, something like that. I'd love to see it too. Anyway, but I liked it with the turtleneck. Now, Troy. What up? What's good, people? What is up? They went from the fourth level of hell and sent us down to the seventh level of hell. Why? Because
sorry about that, y'all. I told y'all I'm still kind of getting used to everything and my new digs and getting used to the aesthetics and what to press and when to press and still getting used to it. Give me a moment. I'll have it down pat. Before you know it, I will have it down pat. But what's up, y'all? Welcome to Run Your Mouth. I am L Teddy 27, here to give you today's latest breaking headlines and top stories of the day involving politics and a little bit of pop culture after that. Okay, we got a jam-packed dossier today. The dossier is jam-packed today. And we're going to give it to you unapologetically, like only we can around these parts. Do y'all appreciate, I've been trying to put some time and effort into the whole, aesthetic and make sure, change up a little bit, let y'all, kind of, get a new feel, a new flavor. Does it work? Y'all feeling it? Is it okay? Y'all feeling it? Hey, The Informed, how are you today, sir? What's good, bruh? Yes, you are first today. Happy Monday. Happy Monday to you too, DPG. Ciao. All your guests, they already went back home. Okay. You can relax now. Okay, good. I watched that. Listen, I hope you had a whole cackle like me and my sisters did. Me, Ebby, and Really B, because we had a whole cackle. Mm-hmm. Cha, girl. Hey, Tracy W, what's going on? What's going on? What is going on? What's going on? Hey, crazy homebody girl, Rosanda Hedrick, how you doing today? We got Tamara in the building, seated on the first. Tamara, you first or second row? Y'all got to claim y'all seats. I need to know who's first row desk or second row desk. Tamara, I feel like you second row. Somewhere around the second or third row, I feel like that's where you're going to be at, Tamara. But you might be on the first row. Let me know. But how you doing today, Tamara? Hey, Yana, what's going on, boo? Uncle Jay, how are you? Child, you back, Tanya? Tanya, you gonna have to call me and give me all of the details. It looked like ain't nothing, that big happened. It looked like everything went without a hitch. Ain't nothing too serious happened, but I'll let you call me and give me those updates. Hey, Demetria, what's going on, my love? Hey, Janae, how are you? How are you, cutie? You like the new look? Okay, great. I'm trying, I'm trying to, work out all of the kinks and stuff, and yeah. Mm-hmm. Harold, Harold, Harold. Hey, 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 hey. Child, I need you to distract me from what I got going on over here today. It's been a doozy. Okay, Harold. Okay, I got you. That's why you come here. You come here so that you can get away from some of the foolery, the fuck shit and fuckery that goes on sometimes in life. And that's why we're here. Montrez, what's good, bruh? What is up? Hey, Catherine Powell. Catherine, you were the reason why I was down to that talent show, and I was thoroughly entertained. Thoroughly entertained. Mm-hmm. Well, somebody sent it to me. You had told me about it earlier, but I ain't had the link, and somebody actually sent me the link. Tired of cooking for the hubby and dad. Food was good, so it was worth it. Okay. You tired? Well, what did you cook, Tracy? Because I'm real hungry. Second row. I thought it was second row. Didn't I say you was gonna be somewhere around the second or third row? Mm-hmm. Well, look at who we have here. Look at Paul. Paul, we know why you in the back row, Paul. So you could be filling up on somebody's son. Mm-hmm. You and Trey could be fondling each other in the back row. Come on back now. We do not listen. We don't try to make anybody feel bad for what they got going on in the back row. Xavier hangs out on the back row. That's Xavier's whole little area back there on the back row. Xavier, Harold, all of the horrible things that you can imagine, they go on back there. Mm-hmm. You've been here long enough, Paul, so you can hang out with Xavier and Harold back there. The new people, they don't get to hang back there. They got to stay up front with my girl Tamara. Hey, Nicole Stevens, what's going on? It has been a long time. And how you been? What's been going on? I'm glad to see you back, though. Terrence, what's good, bruh? What is going on? This weekend was great. I had my family with me for Father's Day. Well, that's good. It's always good to be with the family, unless you got family like mine and you can't stand them motherfuckers. And so you be like, oh, please go home. So, but if you enjoyed your Father's Day, and once again, happy Father's Day to all of the fathers out there. Happy Father's Day to all of the men that get called daddy while they're in the throes of ecstasy. And happy Father's Day to fathers out there. Happy Father's Day also to all of the gay dads. And what I mean by gay dads is a lot of times you have gay mothers and gay moms and dads who have to take up the mantle because a lot of our gay youths get kicked out of their own house and they need parenting and guidance. And happy Father's Day to all of the gay dads out there. Mm-hmm. Ciao. It was 1 million people, Catherine. It was way too long. I blame you, Catherine. Ciao. Girl. Ciao. You a classy. Child, you'll tell me anything, Paul. Paul, did you get in the members only chat? Just checking. Ain't he though? But Xavier been missing the last few days. Like he wasn't here a lot last week. I got to check on Xavier, see what's going on. We got to check on our little Xavier. We will fight y'all about Xavier. You just giggle. Somebody else says that I do the same intro every day for like everybody has their own individual intro and I do it the same every day. I never noticed that. Do I really do the same intro for everybody every day the same way? I don't think I do. Maybe I do. I don't know. Child. Really, Harold. Really. Hey, Lock Queen. Hey, Candace F. Child, going on to the back row. Tanya got a whole book bag full of snacks for you. Shout out to Lazy Boy Snacks. You made spaghetti. Your niece made homemade cheesy garlic bread. Mommy made green beans and salad. And I made homemade ice cream. Okay. Demetria says she on the front row if you need her. If you should need her. You know I'm very classy. Very, very classy. Hey, magical mermaid, how you doing today? Yes, but I like it. Like everyone gets an individualized greeting. Really? Hey, Tracy C. Hey, one of our head hall monitors. Child, he might, like you said, he might like it being up under Drewski and junk. Lord. Child, my spaghetti is my granny's secret recipe. She gave it to me before she went to glory. It was okay. You know, my grandma passed down certain things to me too. And I think she passed, everybody in the family got a piece. Like nobody has everything. Everybody has something they got from her. And everybody has their part that they make. You know what I'm saying? Like some of my aunts and some of my uncles, and I got some parts, and some of my other cousins got parts. Like everybody have their piece that they got from her, and they perfected that thing. Hey, Symmetry, what's going on, beautiful? You did mac and cheese. Terrence made ribs, and carnitas his choice to cook. Oh, okay, it was his choice to cook. I was going to say, Janae, now you cannot be making this man cook on Father's Day. But you know, in my family, the men actually like going out there on that grill for Father's Day. Even though it's their day, all the men in my family, when we would have like Father's Day family dinners and stuff, them men like to be out there on that grill. They didn't fuck off about that grill. That grill, they ain't let them ladies go out there on that grill. They were like, we got this. But it's Father's Day. We got this. I mean, part of it was they be out there smoking cigars or cigarettes, or they out there or smoking weed. They out there, you know, shooting the shit. They ain't want to be caught up in the house. Everybody claiming to be classy. Everybody classy today. Everybody classy. Now we know better. Now we know better. Classy is a real relevant term. If you are a pupil down to this class, classy is real subjective. Ciao. Yeah. Anyway, y'all, if y'all are ready, I ain't got no dossier up. I ain't got nothing up, y'all. Nothing. If y'all are ready to get this party started, go ahead and put a Shondo in the chat. Let me know you ready to get this party started. Y'all want this party started right. Y'all want this party started quickly. All right. Set it off. Set it off. Set it up on the left, y'all. Set it off on the right, y'all. Set it off. Set it off. On the left, ow. On the right, ow. On the left, I suggest on the left, ow. I don't know why set it off is in my head like that. Y'all know I don't be featuring them AKAs like that, you know. But you know, they do be jamming when they be out there strolling to set it off. It do be cute. Now I ain't gonna lie. They do be real cute. All right, y'all. We ready to get this party started. We will start off with our Pride Month spotlight and feature. Hey Faye, what's going on, Faye? Good to have you here. Hey TJ, you know I'm always glad to see you and have your face in the place too. Sock passe, my love. All right. Hey Brittany Janae, what's going on? I grilled T-bones, chicken, burgers, made homemade scallop potatoes. Okay, you did a lot. Broccoli and cheese, squash. Well, who was you cooking for? Hey Brittany Janae. Hey Faye. Hey TJ. Child. Yeah. Anyway, in our Pride Month spot, where is the Nazi? Hey, L Teddy, get your life in order. Get it in order, L Teddy. Get it in order. Anyway, for our Pride Month spotlight today, we are going to spotlight the gentleman you see here. Now, this week I am bringing you members of the LGBTQ plus community who you should already know. And if you don't know who these people are, these are names of people who you should know their names. And if you don't know who they are, after this week, you will not be able to say you don't know who they are, because these are well-known people within the pantheon of LGBTQ plus history. So if you don't know who these people, now I'm not going to give you, you know, I'm not going to give you B and B, Byard and Baldwin. If you don't know who they are, I ain't got nothing for you. But the names of the people who you're going to see this week are going to be people who you should know, because they are instrumental people in the pantheon of in the annals of LGBTQ plus history, Black LGBTQ plus history. So we're not going to give you Baldwin. We're not going to give you Byard. You should already know who those people are. But the people this week are people you should know as well. All right. So we start with Monday. We delve into some politics here, and we give you the story of Melvin Boozer. Okay, Melvin Boozer. Melvin, or Mel Boozer, was a university professor and activist for gay and African American rights, and the first openly gay candidate for vice president of the United States. Boozer grew up in Washington, D.C. His mother was a domestic worker and his stepfather was a janitor. His childhood home lacked electricity. He graduated salutatorian from his high school class, and earned a scholarship to Dartmouth College, where he studied sociology. He spent 3 years in the Peace Corps in Brazil before completing his graduate studies. He earned a PhD from Yale University and became a professor of sociology at the University of Maryland. In 1979, Boozer became the first African American elected president of the Gay Activist Alliance, GAA, of Washington, D.C. Under his leadership and in collaboration with Frank Kameny, the GAA secured passage of the D.C. Sexual Assault Reform Act, which decriminalized sodomy and struck down other anti-gay laws. The GAA also sued the Washington Metropolitan Area Transit Authority and won the right to display Metrobus posters announcing, quote, "Someone in your life is gay," end of quote. And then, just as an aside, if you go back and study the history, the DC mayor at the time, and the politicians in DC, and especially politicians in US Congress, wanted no parts of this happening. This is 1979, okay? This is hell, I was born that year. But They didn't want anything referencing the fact that there were gay people, or having them have a platform, or having any awareness within the community. And all they wanted to do was post display posters on the metro that said, "Someone in your life is gay." In 1980, the Socialist Party nominated Mel Boozer for vice president of the United States. The Democratic Party followed suit and nominated Boozer by petition. The Democratic Party did. They nominated him by petition. Though he was not elected, Boozer became the first ever openly gay U.S. vice presidential candidate. In his primetime televised speech at the DNC, Democratic National Convention, Boozer called attention to discrimination against LGBT and Black Americans. In 1981, the National Gay and Lesbian Task Force hired Boozer as a district director. The following year, he co-founded and led the Langston Hughes Eleanor Roosevelt's Democratic Club, which advocated for Black gays and lesbians in Washington, D.C. In 1984, he ran the D.C. gay voter outreach effort for Jesse Jackson's presidential campaign. He also served on the National Board of Americans for Democratic Action, a political advocacy organization for progressive causes and social justice. Later in life, Boozer became an AIDS activist. He died of AIDS-related illness at the age of 41. His time, his obituary was not only posted in the local Washington newspaper. It was published in the Washington Post. It was posted in the LA Times as well as the New York Times, because of how big of a person he was. And that is the story of Mel Boozer, born June 21st, 1945, and died tragically on March 6th, 1987, due to complications from AIDS-related illnesses. And that is the story. Like I said, the people who, hey, Miss Baythang, the people who we're doing this week are people you should actually, you should absolutely know. These are people who are storied and trailblazers and pioneers within the Black, gay, LGBTQ plus experience. And if you are a member of the LGBTQ plus community, if you have key card residents in the Rainbow Coalition compound, the people who we do this week, you should know them. You need to know who they are. They are instrumental to him. His efforts led to sodomy laws. Even though Illinois was the first state to decriminalize sodomy laws, most states were not in the business of doing that. Because of him and his work with Washington, D.C.'s GAA, they started the trend of getting sodomy laws decriminalized across the country. So he was very instrumental in that. Prior to that, it was illegal to be gay. It was very illegal. So just wanted to put that out there. Mel Boozer, definitely somebody you need to know. Hey, Tawana, what's going on? All right. And with that, ladies and gentlemen, non-binary gender conforming members of our audience, I bring to you the late, great Larry Myers to help us usher in our Sugar Spike segment.
Oh God. Wow! You see, this is the part that I like.
Major Sugar Spike.
So loved the world, I want to fight. That he gave his only begotten son.
Major Sugar Spike.
And wow! Shall ever believe.
Major Sugar Spike.
They shall not perish, but have everlasting life.
Taste the biscuit.
Jesus! I wish somebody help me.
Jesus. Thank you, Larry. So we start off the Sugar Spike segment with the big breaking news over the weekend. The assassination in Minnesota. Now, If you've been under a rock, there go Xavier. Now, before we get to the story, now Xavier, we were just talking about you. You've been conveniently missing in action, over the last couple days. Everybody been wondering about you. Tracy C said that you had got trapped underneath Drewski and all his body fat and was looking for somebody to come rescue you under the mounds and mounds of fat. Coming off of Drewski, and we were concerned. You all right over there, Xavier? Ain't nobody got to you over there, did they? Because we will windmill over here. We will windmill, Xavier. We will. Just saying. Let us know. Because we will make a trip down to the Big Easy. Right. TJ say we ain't got no forklift to be saving you from Drewski. Okay? Lord. We just checking to make sure you all right. We can't have you around here. You know what I'm saying? Getting smothered and suffocated. Make sure. Okay. Just checking. We just checking. Please. And we're glad that it's a good reason you've been out. Keep studying. Yeah. Magical Mermaid, the people will fight you about Larry. Larry is a staple over here. You do not come over here and have any Larry slander. There'll be no slander of the good name of one Mr. Larry Myers, the late, great Larry Myers. We will never slander the name of Larry Myers. Hey, lovely 31 Blueprint. Speaking of which, just because we love Larry, one more time for Larry.
You see, this is the part that I like.
Major sugar spike.
So loved the world, I want to fight. That he gave his only begotten son.
Major sugar spike.
And shall ever believe.
Major sugar spike.
They shall not perish, but have everlasting life.
Taste the biscuit.
Jesus! I wish somebody help me.
Jesus. Thank you, Larry. Y'all know we don't play by Larry over here. Now, we will fight y'all by Larry. Now, y'all can talk about anybody else. You will not talk about our Larry. We will fight you over here about Larry. We love it, Larry. We love you, Magical Mermaid, but we real sensitive about Larry. Larry done brought us through some rough times over here, okay? We done made it through some rough times. Just because Larry done helped us make it through, okay? We wouldn't have been able to make it through if it wasn't for Larry helping us get through, okay? Child. Girl. They be hating on our boy Larry. They just be hating. Child. Billboard, everybody hate on our boy Larry. We will fight people about Larry. Larry Myers. Okay, you want to see the pupils get up and active real fast? Play with our Larry. Right, we knuck up for Larry around here. It's knuck if you buck for Larry around here. We don't play around. Larry done saved souls. Tell him, Xavier. Child. People done got to the pearly gates. Baby, Larry done saved a lot of lives. A lot of them. We wouldn't have made it through if it wasn't for Larry. Done got us through some of the roughest of times. And still is. Child. Lord. Make us get out here, start windmilling for Larry. We love him. We squad up for Larry. You ask the pupils, they will fight. Now we'll fight if we ain't gonna fight for nothing else. I'm just saying. Tracy C said Larry got Harold out the bathhouse. I'm just did. He picked us up and turned us all around. Placed our feet on solid ground. We don't play round. It is, and we will keep his legacy living on. Girl, he will fight. Anyway, back to what I was saying. Unless you have been trapped under a rock somewhere and just were not getting news, we know that this past Saturday morning, I believe it was Friday night, Saturday morning, in the early hours of Saturday morning, there was the assassination of the Democratic leader of the Minnesota House, as well as a Democratic senator, um, Democratic House leader Melissa Hortman. She and her husband lost their lives to this lunatic, and State Senator John A. Huffman. He and his wife, they have made it, and surprisingly enough, they said that they are actually talking. They were shot a total of 17 times. State Senator Huffman and his wife. One was shot 9 times, one was shot 8 times, and they are still here with us. Listen, that is a miracle in and of itself. Between the two of them being shot 17 times. Hey, Karen D. But the news came out that he is in custody. Hey, Cybera. He is in custody. Hey, Crimson 25. And he is off the streets. He is off the streets. Jesus God. They canceled several of the No Kings protest rallies and protests this Saturday because he was still on the loose, and he had a list of over 70 politicians and organizations that he was targeting. But thank God they caught him and intercepted him, and he is in custody. His name is Vance Belter. Belter, and he is in custody. They preliminarily charged him with second-degree murder. The RX prosecutors have said that they will be. That's just the preliminary charges. Once they get to a grand jury, so that they can do indictments and stuff like that, he will be charged with first-degree murder. First-degree murder. It is it's a tragedy all around, but they were he was targeting these politicians. They say he had actually gone to other politicians prior to making it to State Representative State Representative Hortman and State Senator Hoffman. He had already gone to other the homes of other politicians, and didn't quite make either they didn't open the door or were not home. And the first one that he shot was State Senator Hoffman and his wife. He shot them 17 times collectively. And then Democratic leader of the state house, Melissa Hortman, she and her husband were shot and killed in the second shooting. So but listen, they had an all-out manhunt, the likes of which you could not believe. Now here's my question. Here's my question. You see the energy that they have for immigrants that are doing nothing but trying to live their lives and go about life as normal. Where's that energy for this man? Because they don't have the same venom and vitriol for a man that murdered and assassinated duly elected politicians. No energy for them, right? This man, I said, is in custody. Mind you, this man, when the police tried to apprehend him when he killed State Representative Hortman. The police had a gun battle with him. He fired at police officers. You hear me good now. Hear me good. He fired at police officers. He murdered this white woman, right? And her husband, a sitting member of the state house in Minnesota, Democratic leader, shot a state senator and his wife 17 times. And he lives to tell the story. He looks real. He looks real comfortable in these pictures. If that young man had any amount of melanin in him, let me help you understand something. He would never see trial. He would never see the inside of a courtroom. All he would see is the inside of a body bag and the morgue. They would not give a damn. He could peacefully give himself up to police, and he still would not see the inside of a paddy wagon, the inside of a courtroom, or the inside of a cell. All he would see is the inside of a body bag, the morgue, and maybe a casket or urn. I'm just telling you what I know. Because we get shot for traffic stops. We get shot and killed for doing nothing but walking down the street. We get killed in cold blood for nothing. This man has committed one of the most heinous crimes we've heard in recent history, and he lives to tell the story. And looks like he's doing quite well. I'm sure him and Dylan Roof may, share a cell or something. So this is unimaginable. And then these people that you have sitting, because let me get to the next part. Now, if you have something to regulate your sugar levels, now is the time to go ahead and take that out. Let me take out, I'm just gonna use my little muffins here, because I know I'm gonna need to regulate my sugar levels. Go ahead. If you got something to regulate your sugar levels, a piece of candy, now is the time to take it before I click to the next slide. I'm telling you now. Because I'm gonna try not to spike out. No, we're gonna need Larry before after this next segment, or in the middle of this next segment. So then you have a sitting member of the United States Senate that thought shit like this was cute. So he's tweeting on his Twitter account talking about, ooh, nightmare on Wall Street. This is what Senator Mike Lee, sitting member of the United States Senate, after hearing of the assassination of these Democratic politicians, now he feels like it's the time for him to play politics. And he thought this was cute. He thought it would be a joke, okay? Because people are saying, oh, he was saying it. No, he was not. He was trying to be comedic, trying to be funny. See, this is the garbage that they have on the other side. Now, what you see, the pictures that he showed is the one here. That's the guy, Vance Belter. That's him as well. He had put on a mask so he wouldn't look like himself when he went and to murder these people. Okay? This is the despicable nature of this. I just want to exit this bizarro world that we're living in. Can I just go back to the regular world? Can I just really just go back to regular world, not whatever the fuck this is that we're living in, okay? These people are vile. These people are vile. Okay? This is why I do not negotiate with people who tell me that they're over there voting for these people. We have nothing to talk about. I'm not negotiating with these people. I'm not trying to understand these people. I'm not trying to do any amount of capitulating to these people. They are vile. They are absolutely living out exactly what Hillary Clinton called them. They are the fucking basket of deplorables. There is nothing more vile than this right here. I shudder to think of anything in the last few years that I can see more vile than this. You're talking about a woman and her husband murdered who have children that are now orphans. You're talking about another politician and his wife shot 17 times, and you think it's cute. Senator Mike Lee of the great state of Utah, you think it's cute. You think this shit is cute. These people are vile. These people are absolutely fucking the worst parts of the human spectrum. I have no words for people like this. There's no explaining people like this. There is nothing good about this. The only I had one shimmer of light in this story. There was one shimmer of light in this story. I did see something that gave me a smile when I saw this story. I found this story first on the Daily Beast, and when I was looking at the story, I oftentimes like to see the reporter or the author of the article, and I hit him up. I saw that the reporter for this story is a former student of mine. I had him for AP Lang. I had him for 11th grade AP Lang, AP language and English language and composition. And former student of mine is the reporter for the Daily Beast on this story. I hit him up and said, "Hey, I didn't know you were working at the Daily Beast. So proud of you." He is a 2021 graduate from. He went to University of Florida. He's a 2021 graduate from the University of Florida, and so proud of him. And his reporting on this story. But anyway, back to what I was saying. These people are vile, fucking vile, fucking vile. There are literally no words to explain these people. There are none. And you're talking about actual people who we expect to be making critical decisions about the path of this country. People whose job it is to make laws that effectuate every part of our lives and livelihood. And we have one member of Congress that think it's okay to put stuff out like this. These people are vile. I'm sure he wasn't the only one. He's not just some rogue senator or congressman. He's not. The fact that he has not been expelled from the United States Senate is beyond the pale. The fact that Kristi Noem is still a Secretary of Health and Homeland Security is beyond the pale. This is happening. There's nobody coming to save us, people. There's no knight in shining armor coming to save us. They're not coming. This is something that, and every so often, there comes a time in many civilizations, and it's happened a few times here. But every so often, there comes a time when the citizens have to take matters into their own hands, because the people in positions of power that are in charge with doing the right things and making the right decisions, these fuckers are way out of order. They're way out of order. They are way out of order. We have literal senators doing this. Nobody. Where's the call to censure Mike Lee? Where are the Republicans, or even the Dems for that matter, fucking screaming from the rooftops to censure Mike Lee? But you had Democrats and others voting to censure Al Green because he wanted to speak the truth to power. You literally have Republicans ruminating and pondering whether or not to censure Senator Alex Padilla when he was tackled to the ground. They're talking about censuring him, right? Where are the calls? I keep telling y'all, where is the fucking Democratic Party? Because I would shut shit down. Shit would have been shut down a long time ago if I was in charge. Y'all ain't say nothing when they arrested our girl Monica McIver. They've indicted her. They were trying to arrest Representative Bonnie Watson Coleman, an 80-plus-year-old member of Congress. Nothing to say then, right? Then you have a sitting member of the Senate, the senior senator from the great state of California, that gets accosted and tackled to the fucking ground. Nothing. Business as usual. Let's just get a PR stunt. Let's just have a PR stunt. We'll stand on the steps of Congress and talk real mild-manneredly about how horrible this place is. Right? Now you have politicians getting murdered in cold blood. Hey, L Love. And y'all are still just nothing to see here. Business as usual. We're just going to stay real calm and polite. And the fact that the fucking, even if I go beyond that, let me rewind back to January 20th when your president pardoned literal people who tried to overthrow the government. This is why I tell y'all, everybody's up for grabs. There's nobody safe in Congress. All of them can be removed for all I give a shit. Because the fact that if y'all are okay with a mob of people shutting down the Capitol building, threatening to assassinate members of Congress, using fecal matter for paint on the walls of Congress, if y'all are okay with members of Congress being arrested for doing their job, which is oversight, if y'all are okay with members of the Senate being tackled to the ground for asking a question in a fucking federal building, if y'all are okay with sitting members of the Senate making jokes at the assassination and attempted assassination of sitting politicians, and y'all haven't burned the walls of Congress down, and y'all ain't shut that shit down yet, I don't know what to tell you. That nothing, I just told you, nobody's coming to save us. These people are not here coming to save us. There's not going to be a line in the sand. We went way past that line in the sand months ago. Nobody's coming to save us. Nobody. And based on some of the things that we saw Saturday with the No Kings movement and protest, it's going to be the duty of the American people to say, y'all politicians be damned. We're going to have to do this ourselves. We're going to have to do this ourselves. Because these people are perfectly okay with just saying, oh, okay, let me get on the TV and say, that's a bad thing they did. And then go back to my comfortable offices and collect more money from special interest groups. I'm telling y'all, nobody's coming to save us. This is why I keep telling Black people it is so fucking dangerous for people out here telling Black people this ain't our fight. We sitting down, we resting, we ain't got nothing to do with this. That is so dangerous right now because nobody is coming to save us. Nobody. And when you alienate everybody else, you expect them to come and join the fight with you when you've alienated everybody else? Don't even get me started on Israel and the fact that they are complicit with Israel. I'm just saying. We have to wake up, people. I try not to be an alarmist, but what I do try to do is I try to bring you information and stories so that you can be aware and you can't say, I didn't know that was happening. I didn't know they did that. Oh my God, because some people have checked out. People have literally checked out. And the dangerous part of when people check out is some of them never check back in. Some of them never check back in. All of the thoughts, prayers, and condolences, and oh my God, I've never seen anything like this, and you being real silent about it. And we just talked last week about there being mechanisms and ways to shut that shit down in Congress and try to act like this really ain't business as usual, but it's business as usual for them. They think they're going to run on this rather than concerning themselves with the lives and livelihood of the constituents to which they are supposed to be serving. They're concerned about their next campaign and trying to run on this stuff. Where's Larry? I need you one more time before because that last story took a lot out of me. Larry, I need you, Larry.
You see, this is the part that I like.
Major sugar spike.
So loved the world, I want to fight. That he gave his only begotten son.
Major sugar spike.
And shall ever believe.
Major sugar spike.
They shall not perish, but have everlasting life.
Taste the biscuit.
Jesus! I wish somebody help me.
Jesus. Thank you, Larry. Listen, y'all. We have to be in the fight. We cannot turn a blind eye. This probably would have led our show today. But we got so much fuck shit and fuckery going on. This doesn't even leave. This is way down there. I ain't even, when I go to, certain sites that I go to, hey, Felicia, to look up and verify and check stories and see what's moving the needle and see what people are not talking about. This was absolutely one of those, oh, this happened, but nobody's talking about it, because this would have led the news across the country. But it's so much bullshit and fuckery going on that this didn't even make it to headlines. This happened over in Inglewood, California. A vehicle allegedly plowed into a crowd near SoFi Stadium at the Intuit Dome in Inglewood, California. This happened Saturday night, and it injured at least 6 pedestrians, and that's according to officials. 6 people were found with injuries and taken to area hospitals. The Los Angeles County Fire Department told news outlets the incident happened shortly after 10:30 p.m. In an update provided around midnight, LA County Fire said the total number of patients was 6. However, the Inglewood Police Department said it was still working to confirm the total number of people injured. KTLA's Rich Prickett reported that witnesses said one of the individuals injured may have been a 14-year-old boy, but authorities have not confirmed the ages of the victims. In addition, footage from news outlets showed a large paramedic and law enforcement response at the scene and multiple fire trucks blocking off traffic as investigators responded to the area. LA County Fire said it was unclear how the crash occurred and could not immediately provide details on the driver or vehicle involved. However, from citizen.com, their coverage showed a sedan with several front end damage, a sedan with several front end with severe, front end damage, and investigators setting up a perimeter and a canvas next to the debris from the crash. Mayor James Butts told local reporters that the driver allegedly told authorities that he had fallen asleep behind the wheel. He was also taken to the hospital. The crash, which officials declared a mass casualty incident, took place just as fans were leaving the CONCACAF Gold Cup match between Mexico and the Dominican Republic at SoFi Stadium. Now, this man claims he fell asleep. Now, we know, and this had nothing to do with the protests on Saturday. This was after a soccer match. We know there were several incidents where people were peacefully protesting and incidents happened. During the No Kings protest in Virginia, a man drove into people because he's listening to governor death sentence, a literal sitting governor of a state in this country telling people to drive over and run into protesters. That's what governor death sentence Ron DeSantis told the citizens of Florida to do, right? So then you have someone in Virginia that says, oh, well, if they could do it in Florida, I guess we could do it in Virginia. And he plows into peaceful protesters. Then you had another lady that had to be tackled to the ground. I forgot where she was. I think it was Arizona. They had to be tackled to the ground. She's MAGA. She comes out there with her MAGA hat, gun and all, and then tries to pull out her gun because she's going back and forth with peaceful protesters. We got another story that we'll get to later on in the dossier, but it's just so much. Like I said, this normally would have been something that might have led off. I believe no parts of this man said he fell asleep at the wheel. Sir, I don't buy it. Everybody was just leaving. You fell asleep that fast, literally. You got in your car and just boom, fell asleep. Sir, nobody believes you. I'm just saying. Now, you say that magical mermaid. Ask the people in the chat. I have been saying since the year of our Lord 2020 that we are on the cusp and precipice of a civil war in this country. I've been saying that since 2020. Everybody think I'm just being hyperbolic, all of that. I've been saying that since 2020. Yeah, we're gonna get to the Salt Lake City one later, because there's a story that we have in the dossier about that one, Samira. But this is just a mess. There was an incident in Seattle. There were incidents in Seattle. Let's be clear. All over the country were peaceful protests, but when we have these peaceful protests, the other side sends these agitators or these people come out so that they can antagonize people out there that disagree with them. In more news, well, speaking of the No Kings protest, well, your president is on record saying that because there were more people at the No Kings protest than there were at his little birthday parade, his stupid little 5-year-old birthday parade, right? He's now going to target all of the blue cities where these No Kings protests took place. So now he's instructed ICE that those cities where those Democratic cities, mind you, No Kings protests took place in small red rural areas as well, but we want no parts of that, right? So now he's saying he's asking ICE to center their attention on Democratic cities where the No Kings protest took place. On his Truth Social post, he said that cities have that these cities where the protests took place, quote, had become the core of the Democratic power center by using illegal aliens to expand their voter base, end of quote. He then said on Truth Social, because that's the place where sitting presidents are supposed to make official declarations and give official orders. You're supposed to go, I guess, to Truth Social now, right, to get orders from the sitting president of the United States. He wrote on Truth Social, quote, ICE officers are herewith ordered by notice of this truth to do all in their power to achieve the very important goal of delivering the single largest mass deportation program in history. We must expand efforts to detain and deport illegal aliens in America's largest cities, such as Los Angeles, Chicago, and New York, where millions upon millions of illegal aliens reside. End of quote. I keep telling y'all, can I go back to the regular world? Can we go back to some semblance of normalcy? I just want to go back to the time when politics was boring. There was nothing to see here. I loved being in the times where, oh, there's nothing to see here. That's just nerdy stuff. When people used to say, El Teddy, that's nerdy stuff, people don't want to hear about that. It's real nerdy politics stuff. And now we have this fuck shit. That's all I want. Can I go back to the board? Can I go back to when lead story was the fact that Obama wore a tan suit instead of a dark blue or dark black suit? When that was the lead story. Obama wore a tan suit and they were ready to burn down the Capitol. Can I go back to those times? I'm just asking. Put a 27 in the chat if you're a veteran or currently in the military, or you have someone in your immediate family that is a veteran or currently in the military. Please put a 27 in the chat if you are in the military or a veteran, or you have an immediate family member that is in the military or a veteran. Please put a 27 in the chat. Hey, Brandy Green. So let me read this story to you, because this will piss you off. Doctors at Department of Veteran Affairs hospitals nationwide could refuse to treat unmarried veterans and Democrats under new hospital guidelines imposed following an executive order by Donald John Trump. That's the first sentence of this article. I'm going to just let that lay right there. Let me read it one more time so that you can, because I don't think you quite wrap your hand around what I just read. That was the first sentence of this article. Here's the first sentence. Doctors at Department of Veteran Affairs hospitals nationwide could refuse to treat unmarried veterans and Democrats under new hospital guidelines imposed following an executive order by President Donald John Trump. I just want to let that lay there. Let me just let that lay right there. I read it again, so you didn't think I was reading that wrong. I wanted to read it a second time so that you didn't think I was reading. Tanya, you heard it like I heard it. Now, like I said, while people are out there talking, oh, this ain't our fight, we chilling, we ain't got nothing to do with this, we ain't got nothing to worry about, I just want to know when the time is going to come for these people to think that it's time for them to get in a fight. Up. Terrence said we need Larry again. Larry, you working overtime today, Larry. I'm sorry today. They say they need you, Larry.
Oh, God. You see, this is the part that I like.
Major sugar spike.
So long, well, I want to fight. Daddy gave, his only begotten son.
Major sugar spike.
And shall ever believe.
Major sugar spike.
They shall not perish, but have everlasting life.
Taste the biscuit.
Jesus! I wish somebody help me.
Jesus. Thank you, Larry. This is what's going on. This is what we got going on. Like, because my sugar levels are our sugar levels at this point. Listen, our sugar levels at this point. Brittany Janae says she want to fight.
I want to fight. I want to fight. I want to fight. Who want to fight? I want to fight.
That's what Brittany Janae said. I just bring the stories to you. I don't know what y'all want from me, okay? I don't know what y'all want from me. I just read the stories, okay? Right. Bone Spurs draft dodger is out here to kill all of the members of the military and the veterans. Mr. Bone Spurs and draft dodger himself, Felicia. Let me continue reading. The new rules obtained by The Guardian also apply to not just doctors, but psychologists, dentists, and a host of other occupations. They have already gone into effect in at least some VA medical centers. Medical staff are still required to treat veterans regardless of race, color, religion, and sex, and all veterans remain entitled to treatment. But individual workers are now free to decline to care for patients based on personal characteristics, not explicitly prohibited by law. Language requiring healthcare professionals to care for veterans regardless of their politics and marital status has been explicitly eliminated. Let me say that again. Language requiring healthcare professionals to care for veterans regardless of their political and marital status has been explicitly eliminated. Let me repeat that a third time, just so you hear me in the back. Language requiring health care professionals to care for veterans regardless of their politics and marital status has been explicitly eliminated. Doctors and other medical staff can also be barred from working at VA hospitals based on their marital status, political party affiliation, or union activity. Or union activity. Or union activity. And that's according to the documents that were reviewed by the Guardian. The changes also affect chiropractors, certified nurse practitioners, optometrists, podiatrists, licensed clinical social workers, and speech therapists. In making the changes, VA officials cite the president's January 30th executive order titled, quote, Defending Women from Gender Ideology Extremism and Restoring Biological Truth to the Federal Government, end of quote. The primary purpose of the executive order was to strip most government protections from transgender people. The VA has since ceased providing most gender affirming care and forbidding a long list of words, including gender affirming and transgender, from clinical settings. Medical experts said the implications of the rule changes uncovered by news outlets could be far reaching. Quote, they seem to open the door to discrimination on the basis of anything that is not legally protected. End of quote. And that's according to Dr. Kenneth Kaiser, the VA's top healthcare official during the Clinton administration. He said the changes open up the possibilities that doctors could refuse to treat veterans based on their, quote, reason for seeking care, including allegations of rape and sexual assault, current or past political party affiliation or political activity, and personal behaviors such as alcohol or marijuana use. The Department of Veteran Affairs is the nation's largest integrated hospital system with more than 170 hospitals and more than 1,000 clinics. It employs 26,000 doctors and serves 9 million patients annually. In an emailed response to questions, the VA Secretary Peter Kasperowitz did not dispute that the new rules allow doctors to refuse to treat veteran patients based on their beliefs, or that physicians could be dismissed based on their marital status or political affiliation. But he did say, quote, all eligible veterans will always be welcome at VA and will always receive the benefits and services they've earned under the law, end of quote. The key point there is under the law. He said the rule changes were nothing more than, quote, a formality, end of quote, but confirmed that they were made to comply with Trump's executive order. He also said the revisions were necessary to ensure, quote, VA policy comports with federal law, end of quote. That's why I say the key part of what he said was under the law. He did not say which federal law or laws required these changes. Until the recent changes, VA hospitals' bylaws said that medical staff could not discriminate against patients, quote, on the basis of race, age, color, sex, religion, national origin, politics, marital status, or disability in any employment matter. Now, several of these items, including national origin, politics, and marital status, have been removed from that list. So, including the marital status and politics is also national origin. I'm just I just read the stories, okay? Similarly, the bylaws on quote decisions regarding medical staff membership, end of quote, no longer forbids VA hospitals from discriminating against candidates for staff positions based on national origin, sexual orientation, marital status, membership in a labor organization, or lawful political party affiliation. I I don't need to read no more. I don't know. I don't know what y'all want from me. Exactly, Felicia. Exactly. Gigi said veteran here. Most care providers are veterans. Draft dodging cheerleading needs to get over being a failure. Mm, like I just read the stories. I I just read the stories. Union activity, Xavier. What they want is they want willful violation. I told y'all months ago there was not going to be a magical bell that rang that told you we were in an authoritarian dictatorship. I told y'all that. We were already here. We were already in the midst of a whole change of government to an authoritarian dictatorship. I told you that. Now, here's the news flash, ladies and gentlemen. When I went to the mainstream sites, some of even my sources of truth, they were not reporting on this. They were not that you're in a diabetic coma. Listen, this came from the Guardian. Let me put the I'll put the article in the chat for you all. If you want to read the whole article, this is coming from the Guardian.com. That's the article right there if you need it. So you can have it. But this is happening. This is happening. And this, like I said, when we talked about them firing and laying off government workers, that directly affected and hit black people because the federal government is the largest employer of black people. When you start to remove VA and veterans benefits, that disproportionately affects black people because so many black people that we know are actual veterans. That's why I told y'all to put a 27 in the chat because I don't think a single person in this chat can tell me they don't have not just one, but multiple members of their family that are veterans. I don't think anybody in this chat can tell me they do not have multiple members of their family and or friend group that are veterans, that aren't veterans. So this affects us disproportionately. I just want to know when people are going to give a damn, when it's okay for us to wake up and join the fight again. I just want to know when that's going to be okay. Moving on. The Democrat, like I said to you earlier, the Democrats are in complete disarray. Nobody's coming to save us. Nobody's coming to fix the situation. Nobody's coming to make it better. What's happening is we're being left to ourselves. The Democratic Party is in disarray. Now, last night, this hit the news cycle that Randy Weingarten, president of the American Federation of Teachers, the largest teachers union in the country, she resigned from her position in the DNC, saying that she had problems with Ken Martin. The same Ken Martin who we played the audio last week where he was going off on David Hogg because he said his ability to be a leader was stymied because of David Hogg. No, it was not stymied because of David Hogg. The problem with you is you ain't a fucking leader. And that ain't got nothing to do with David Hogg. That got everything to do with everything that you ain't shit, Ken Martin. Nobody knew who you were, but you wanted to get in this position. So you had Randy Weingarten, stalwart in the Democratic Party, which is why she's a member of the DNC and on one of the most important committees of the DNC, which is their Rules and Bylaws Committee. Now, she got upset. She was removed from the DNC's Rules and Bylaws Committee, and she told him apparently she put her letter in a few weeks ago and said, "Yeah, I'm not here for this fuck shit. Bruh, I gotta go." To add insult to injury, now you have another stalwart in the Democratic Party. That gentleman right there, that's Lee Saunders, excuse me. Black man, Lee Saunders. Who is he? He's the president of AFSCME, AFSCME, American Federation of State, County, and Municipal Employees, one of the largest unions in the country. He stepped down from his position in the Democratic National Committee, the DNC, yesterday. So you had Amy Weingarten, and now you have Lee Saunders, two sitting presidents of two of the largest unions in the country. Now his letter was dated back to May 27th. Randy Weingarten, her letter was dated I think it was June 5th. Both of them said, "Yeah, we're not here for this fuck shit." I'm just saying. But y'all having all kinds of re-votings and re-elections or Malcolm Kenyatta and David Hogg. It looked like y'all might want to re-vote for the president of the DNC. I'm just being honest with you. I'm just being honest with you. Now, in parts of his letter, he said, quote, "The moment demands unwavering focus, discipline, and clarity. It demands that we devote every ounce of our energy to defending our members, protecting our collective bargaining rights, and making sure that all workers know we are in their corner and we are fighting," end of quote. That's what he said in part of his letters. Now, he represents more than 1.3 million public sector employees and retirees. Neither one of them wanted Ken Martin to be the chair of the DNC. Neither one of them. They were like, "Yeah, we're not here for him." Nope. What does that say? That you have the presidents of two of the largest unions in the country. You're talking about Democratic base, AFT, American Federation of Teachers, AFSCME, American Federation of Counties, State, County, and Municipal Employees. These are members of the Democratic coalition that if you know anything about politics, you would be like, no, there's no way that they're not going to be lockstep and key with the Dems. No way they're pulling out. No way. Generally, I'm gonna be honest with you. If not for all of the other fuck shit going on in the world, if this were maybe 8 years ago, this would be leading news on any show on CNN, MSNBC, Fox News. This would be leading headlines on some newspapers, because this is not a small deal, ladies and gentlemen. This is a big, huge deal for the Democratic Party. They are in complete tailspin at this point. They don't know up from down, left from right. Democratic DNC is in a complete tailspin at this point. Complete tailspin. Don't know whether they're up, down, left, right, back, forward. Don't know nothing. Just a mess. I told you, get rid of all of them. Get rid of all of them. All of them. Like this story right here would have been the biggest story in politics. But we're living in a bizarro world. And hell, we don't know what will lead. Right. We're gonna forget. That's who they wanted. That's who Randy Weingarten wanted, as well as Lee Saunders. They were behind Wisconsin party chair Ben Wickler. We'll see how the dust settles for the Democratic Party, but this is not good. Hey, Pinky Tiki. So, while there were people saying, oh, well, corporate sponsors, they're pulling out of pride events. Oh, well, I ain't see it for the gays anyway. I ain't gay. I ain't like the gays anyway. So the fact that corporate sponsors are pulling out of Pride Month events, they ain't got nothing to do with it. Us, I don't care. You know, I'm rooting for everybody black. The gay people, that ain't my community. I don't care about them. Well, just as many corporate sponsors are now pulling out of Juneteenth celebrations. Juneteenth celebrations, unfortunately, have been scaled back, if you haven't noticed, this year due to funding shortfalls as companies and municipalities across the country reconsider support for DEI initiatives. Canceled federal grants and businesses moving away from so-called brand activism have hit the bottom line of parades and other events heading into Thursday's federal holiday, which celebrates the end of slavery in the United States. The shrinking financial support coincides with many companies severing ties with the LGBTQ plus community and their celebrations for Pride Month this year, and President Trump's efforts to squash DEI programs throughout the federal government. Listen, I suspect in a few years, like for example, I'm off Thursday. My company, we are off Thursday. Nobody works on Thursday. It is off for everybody. But I fully expect, and a lot of because a lot of companies had adopted or integrated Juneteenth into their holiday schedules for you to have off. I could fully see that going away in the next few years. I could fully see that going away. I could also see your president backed by a racist, discriminatory, and bigoted Congress removing Juneteenth as a federal holiday. I could please expect that to happen. I could really see that happening. Y'all say she tired. She got football practice, volleyball practice, softball practice. She is tired. Child. She is tired. But yeah, I'm telling y'all, I told y'all, and I've been telling y'all for many years now, when you allow them to go after one marginalized group, it's open season for everyone. A lot of black people stayed real quiet when the attack was on the trans community and the attack was on the LGBTQ plus community, and they started pulling out of sponsorship for pride celebrations and stuff. And they started telling Target, we don't want y'all pride stuff in Target. You didn't think that was going to make an open season for the black community? I told you, when you allow them to do it to one community, you've made it open season for all communities. That's just how it goes. Sorry. Moving on. In our last sugar spiky story, this happened in Los Angeles again. Los Angeles, y'all seem to be the epicenter of a lot of shit going on lately, okay? But that is artist, a singer by the name of Neza. Now, she was asked to sing the national anthem at Dodger Stadium on Saturday. Well, she went there ready to sing, and she was like, yeah. She said, they were like, yeah, make sure you sing it in English because we don't do that Spanish stuff around here. And she was like, I know the fuck you ain't tell. You know what? Don't take my word for it. Where's the video? Where's the video? Here's the video.
Okay, it's okay. We are going to do the song in English today, so I'm not sure if that wasn't or if that wasn't relayed.
All right, bear with me because I'm still very shooken up and emotional, and anyways, I just got home from singing the national anthem in Spanish at the Dodgers game, and it is the official Star Spangled Banner in Spanish. You can Google it. I didn't think I would be met with any sort of like no, especially because we're in LA and with everything happening. And I've sang the national anthem many times in my life, but there was today out of all days I could not. I'm sorry. Yeah, I just could not believe when she walked in and told me no. But I just felt like I needed to do it. Para mi gente. For anyone who's been following me for a while, you know, everything I do is out of love, good energy, out of love, and I'm proud of myself for doing that today. Because my parents are immigrants, and they've been citizens like my whole life at this point. They got documented really early, but I just can't imagine them being ripped away from me. Safe to say I'm never allowed in that stadium ever again, but I love you guys so much. I love you guys.
And that's, listen, we're proud of you too. Listen, how the fuck you, oh, I can only sing it in English? Baby, they have a whole Spanish national anthem. You could buy the words and everything. There was, if you did not know, I forgot which president it was. This was like in like the 50s or something like that. The president at that, was it Eisenhower? It might have been Eisenhower. I forgot which president. However, it was signed, it was made legal to sing the national anthem in Spanish. This is not like some weird thing. It's been done many, many, many times. I'm proud of you. How the fuck? Oh, you can only sing it in English. Really? Okay, bitch. First of all, even if she said it in Spanish, most of the people there don't even know all of the words to the, even if she's saying it in English, most of the people there don't even know the fucking words to the national anthem in fucking English, much less in Spanish. All they know is the melody and what it sounds like. They wouldn't know if she was singing English, Spanish, or Swahili. But that's what you got going on at Dodger Stadium in LA. Now, good thing is the crowd cheered her and clapped for her, and the crowd loved it. But you have the officials and the people over there at Dodger Stadium telling this woman, yeah, ma'am, we're not doing that shit. We ain't having that Spanish shit. Mm. Anyway, we proud of you. As we belly flop out of the sugar spike segment and deeper into the dossier, I told you all that we were going to get to Salt Lake City and what happened in Salt Lake City later in the dossier, and so now we're here. fashion designer and former Project Runway contestant Arthur Falasa Alu, better known as Alpha, has been identified as the fatal victim during Saturday's shooting at a No Kings march and demonstration in downtown Salt Lake City. The 39-year-old was a Utah resident, according to a spokesperson for the Salt Lake City Police Department. The Samoan-born designer ran his namesake business in the state and was part of the nonprofit Creative Pacific Foundation. Representatives at his company and the nonprofit did not respond immediately to requests for comments. Thousands know the designer for participating in season 17 of the Bravo show Project Runway. Nina Garcia, L's editor-in-chief and longtime Project Runway judge, said Monday that her heart broke hearing of Alpha's passing. Quote, after spending time with him on the set of Project Runway, I knew personally how driven and how kind he was. I was always so moved by how he brought his Samoan heritage to his design. He radiated joy and light on set, and it has been a privilege to watch him flourish in recent years. My thoughts and prayers are with Alpha and his family, end of quote. And that's what the editor-in-chief of L said. um uh, this was a situation where somebody pulled out a gun. One of the security people tried to stop the man from shooting someone. The man ended up shooting he was shooting at someone. He hit that person with a non-life threatening injury, but ended up shooting Alpha as well, and it was a critical injury. hmm Unfortunately, I don't watch Project Runway, but I know a lot of people who do watch Project Runway, and it's a tragic story all around. Just a tragic story all around. I see some of you all, hey, tacos and tequila. I see some of you all watch Project Runway, and maybe you didn't hear about this, but this happened on Saturday. He was tragically killed in by senseless violence by one of these agitators trying to trying to incite violence. So we're certainly we are certainly sending our prayers to his family, friends, and loved ones who are probably devastated and grieving at this time. It's just a sad story all around. Sad story all around. In Diddy news, well, they had one of the jurors removed. hmm Um, the black juror that we mentioned that they were talking about possibly removing, yeah, they had him removed. Found out he ain't even live in the area. He wasn't even qualified to be a juror because he didn't live in the jurisdiction where the jurors are pulled from. And they said he was just somebody who wanted to just be a part of the jury, just be nosy and shit. They put him off. Now the defense attorney tried to get the trial a mistrial. Tried to claim that they wanted a mistrial because how could you get rid of the black juror? Tried to make it a whole race thing, and the judge was like, "Nah, sorry, nah, I ain't buying it." They also said that they played some of the videos from some of the freak offs. So they was watching porn down to the courtroom today. They was watching, some of the freak offs and stuff. Prosecutors played portions of 3 sex videos recovered from Diddy's home. From Diddy, from one of his accounts on his cell phone that his former longtime girlfriend Cassie provided to authorities. Now she provided some of the videos that she had, and they played 3 of the videos down to the courthouse today. One video was from October 12th. 2012, I'm sorry, October 14th, 2012. The same day, prosecutors say he had a freak off in New York City with Cassie and that sex worker, the Punisher. Mm-hmm. Uh-huh. It's getting real explicit. Mm-hmm. Let me know once he's acquitted. Just let me know. He was a plant. I could believe that, Cymera. Listen, because I feel like at this point he's probably gonna be acquitted. But let me know when y'all get a verdict. So I saw this story. I do not believe it, but there are purported rumors that because of the lawsuit by Brittany Edie and things like that, there are news outlets reporting that there are rumors that Bravo is considering ending the Housewives franchise altogether. I don't believe none of that shit. I mean, I don't even know what comes on Bravo except for Housewives. What, Below Deck? Ain't nobody watching that shit. Project Runway. I don't watch that. I mean, what else are people going to Bravo for? I I don't think that that's a plausible thing. Especially, I just heard that Miss Cohen got her contract extended. Miss Cohen got a whole contract extension and stuff. But they're saying that there are rumors coming out of the Bravo camp that because of this $20 million defamation suit by Brittany Edie, they may be they're considering ending the Bravo franchise. First of all, ain't Brittany Edie struggling to keep the lights on? I don't I don't think that a lawsuit from Brittany Edie, y'all done had several lawsuits down to the Bravo before, okay? Several people have sued Bravo for a myriad of reasons, and y'all ain't contemplated that yet. Now, call it what it is. You can come out and say, yeah, we're ending it because this shit has jumped the shark and it's unwatchable, and we don't want to see this shit no more. That I would be okay with you saying. But trying to put it on Brittany Edie, the people already don't like her. And so try to make her a scapegoat, even if y'all were contemplating it. I mean, really, that's gratuitous, really. Really. I don't know what else Bravo would use to make money. Like, people are really not watching Bravo for nothing else but the Housewives franchise. What else are we watching on Bravo? I just want to know, what else are y'all watching on Bravo? Anybody? Nobody? Exactly what I thought. Ain't nobody watching that shit. I don't believe it. Whatever. We don't care what the rumor mill says. Talk to us when it happens. Go with God. These shows jumped the shark long time ago. That's y'all girl Addie Mae. Bambi. Your mama named you Addie Mae. I'ma call you Addie Mae. Y'all call her Bambi. Well, apparently things got heated during an engagement party she had for her and her fiance. Now his name is Ray Face. Now, according to the Jasmine brand, during their recent engagement party, a physical altercation allegedly took place between Bambi, her fiance Ray Face, family, and the parts of her family and the Love and Hip Hop staff. As reported, Rayface popped a big question back in March during Bambi's birthday celebration. They held their engagement party, though, last week, and unfortunately, the event didn't go as planned. It's unclear what started the alleged fight, but given the claim that it involves staff of the of Love and Hip Hop Atlanta, it's safe to assume whatever went down was filmed and will likely air at some point. Bambi has yet to speak on the reported fight, but she did share pictures from the party looking happy and stunning in an all-white outfit. Listen, well, who was fighting who? And why was y'all fighting the crew and the production staff? I'm just saying. But Addie Mae over there, yeah, her real name is Addie Mae Gigi. That's what her mama named her. She ain't really like that. That don't really go with the brand. You can't be out there on Love and Hip Hop saying, "Oh yeah, my name Addie Mae." You can't really do that. That won't go over well with the brand. For brand awareness and stuff. That just doesn't go over well. I'm just saying. Anyway, I wish nothing but the worst for you, Addie Mae, and stuff. I don't like her anyway. I can't stand I cannot stand that woman. She gets on my last nerve. She's a whole ass homewrecker. I think people have selective amnesia with her and forget that she was the same woman in that goddamn hot tub with Kirk and with Kirk and Bobby Valentino in there. Remember? She was in that. That was when she was just a groupie skank back then before she got with Scrap. I'm just saying. Go with God, man. In our last story of the day, before I get y'all over there to really be. So Wheelchair Jimmy, BBL Drizzy, Aubrey, Drake. Well, he seems to be wants to get himself involved in politics. He had back and forth words with a Canadian politician by the name of Sagmeet Singh. He's upset with the man because the man went down to a Kendrick Lamar concert in Toronto, and he went on social media, calling the man a goof and everything, and posted the message on his Instagram stories. He said, quote, now the man came out and apologized and everything. It wouldn't have been nowhere in the world I would have apologized to BBL Drizzy. But the politician Sagmeet Singh, he came out and apologized and said, quote, I went for SZA, not Kendrick. I was born in this city. I love this city. But real talk, I get it. I shouldn't have gone at all. OVO and Drake have lifted up this city and Canada. For me, it'll always be Drake over Kendrick, end of quote. And that's what he said. It seemed like the people of Toronto weren't in agreement because they said that that Kendrick Lamar was there, and they kept making him sing "Not Like Us" over and over and over. They were here for it. You have such a fragile ego, BBL Drizzy. Wheelchair Jimmy, you ain't shit. That if the man want to go to Kendrick Lamar concert, the man can go to a fucking Kendrick Lamar concert. Your little fragile ego should be able to get over that. Get over it. The man said he went to go see SZA. He ain't got no beef with you, Wheelchair Jimmy, and you making it a whole thing. Leave that man alone. He can't go to a Kendrick Lamar concert. A bitch can't listen to Kendrick Lamar. Like, girl, you real mad. This is why this shit will never go away, BBL Drizzy. Wheelchair Jimmy, the shit doesn't go away and stays relevant because your ass don't know how to let it go. You got dog walked, dish ragged, mollywopped, monkey stomped. Just go ahead and go away. But every time you get a chance, you remind us why you ain't shit. Anyway, we about to get out of here. Thank you, Candace F. Candace F sent a she sent the Cash App. Thank you so much, my love. Listen, y'all, we about to get out of here. Okay? I got to get y'all over to really be. If you enjoyed yourself today, Go ahead and put a 27 in the chat. You see the QR code is down there. If you want to, but if you need it big, there's the big QR code for those people who need it big, because maybe the little one don't work with your phone. I don't know, but there's the big QR code if you need it. I hope you enjoyed yourself today. Make sure you're hitting the like button. Make sure you are subscribed to the channel. Hit the notification bell and click all so that you can get the notifications when we go live. Listen, we'll be back tomorrow. Same time, same place, doing it all over again. I'm glad y'all kind of enjoyed the new aesthetics and stuff. Hey, Chef Dawn. I'm glad y'all are enjoying the new aesthetics and stuff. Hey, Nicole M. Hey, Danny, I didn't even see you in the chat. We try to spruce up the place. You know what I'm saying? When you make donations like Candace F, it helps us keep the lights on and spruce up the place every now and again. We've come a long way from some of our meager and sparse beginnings back in the day. We've come a long way. Anyway, I'm about to get out of here. Send y'all over to Really Be. Just stay right there. As I always say, I love y'all. I love on y'all. Thank you all for being vocal, present, and active. Thank you for doing what you do. Thank you for any and all contributions that you make to the channel. They are much obliged and much appreciated. We're going to go ahead and get y'all out of here. Stay right there so I can get y'all over to Really Be. Thank y'all so much for coming. Thank y'all for coming. Y'all drive safely. I'm out. I'll see y'all.